Hi everyone. So it's been really boring out there for smartphones, so I thought why not try something new? I chose wireless headphones. I think they're more dead than smartphones because even if you try to search a good or comfortable headphones, you'll find these 2 years old headphones. I mean, they are just basically 4 or 5 headphones, Bose NC700, Bose QC45, Sony XM4, AirPod Max, or something from Sennheiser. I've been actually using Sony for quite some time. I'm actually okay with it. There's no problem with that. But I think these are not the most comfortable headphones for me, even though they're filled with features. So tried researching about it, and I was not even looking for best ANC or best sounding headphones. I was just looking for a well balanced, good sounding, but more comfortable headphones. See, I ruled out AirPod Max because of the lightning port and the price. I mean, at least I can charge my iPhone and AirPods Pro with wireless charger, but with AirPod Max, I can't do that. And I ruled out Sennheiser because there were no good reviews about them, at least for their wireless headphones. So I was only left with Bose because I already had Sony. So let me talk about why I chose Bose NC700 over Bose QC45. It's a weird naming. But yes, I chose these because I think they sound a little bit better because I can actually control the EQ in the app. Also, they have a different level of noise cancellation, and that's one of the biggest reason I switched from XM4 to these. But I will talk about that in a bit. See, I do find QC45 more comfortable because they're lighter, but I didn't feel like paying the full amount for them because they recently launched in India. Sony has all the features, but it does lack something which I was looking for because, see, I'm not an audiophile, so I was not looking for the best sounding earphones. I will not even try to act like an audiophile. I just like music. I can tell the difference between the low quality music and high quality music. That's it. So sound was not my highest priority. My highest priority was not getting headache after putting any of the noise cancelling headphones because that cabin pressure is a real thing for a lot of people, and I get headache when there is a lot of pressure built in. So any noise cancellation which is really good is going to create that suction, and I'm not used to it. Also, my ears are a little bit big and the Sony ear cups are a little bit smaller. So whenever they come in contact with this, they get warm early and I get sweat on my ears. So that was another reason I was looking for a good pair of headphones. After that, I was looking for a good sound quality, then the mic, then I was preferring a better ambient sound over the noise cancellation. See, I know the design is subjective, but I think Bose NC700 do look more premium than both Sony XM4 and Bose QC45. I'm not saying it's a very practical design, but I think it does look better. And that was one of the reasons I didn't want to go for the Yamaha new headphones because I don't like how they look. It's sleek and modern. I like the silicone headrest, but they do feel heavier on the head than Sony XM4s. Also, they are too tight over the head. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel the weight on my head. Maybe I'll get used to it. The carrying case is also premium on Bose 700, but it's also bigger because they do not fold like Sony XM4s. Also, the hinge mechanism is not that great. It's not as easy to pull down after putting on your head as Sony XM4 or QC45. All of that is something I can get used to, but one thing that I absolutely do not like that how they stay on your neck after you're not listening to the songs. The ear cup rest in the outward direction, and when you don't do that, they will touch your chin, and that is uncomfortable. But I'm glad the cushions are soft and a bit large, so my ears don't touch them, but my ears still get sweaty after some time. So the biggest reason I went for this NC700 is just because of that multi-level noise cancellation. Yes, you don't need 11 levels, but having an option over QC45 is a great option. If QC45 had that option, I would have gone for that, but these are the one who has it right now. XF4 also has that, but I think because of their poor ambient sound, it does not feel great. So I keep my noise cancellation level 5 on these, and they work perfectly fine. They don't create that much cabin pressure over my head. I also get a great sound and a good amount of noise cancellation. So just because of that, I prefer these. You can also set your 3 favorite ANC setting and change them with one button on the left side. Of course, they do not have that feature where you put the right hand on these cups and talk to someone. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore because it feels weird and you cannot talk for a very long time. For the Bose, you can actually do that by pressing this button for 1 second, and they come in that speak to chat mode, whatever the Sony calls it, and they just turn on the ambient sound and reduce the volume of the song, and you can talk to anyone, and it really feels natural. Sony also have that speak to chat feature. When you talk to someone, it automatically opens the ambient sound. It works great in a normal environment, but if it's a noisy environment, if you're outside, it's not going to work great. So I turn it off most of the time. Also, it has that sensor which, when you remove these earphones over your head, it's going to pause the music. Somehow, it does not work with my iPhone. I don't know whether it's a problem with this unit or what, but when it used to work, it was really great. So I'm going to miss that. Anyway, there are a lot of features in Sony, and I will talk about that. But let's talk about the sound quality, mic quality, and the ANC. See, I don't have any fancy equipment that I can tell you like how this sound or ambient sound works, so you have to take my word for it. I found sound quality is better on Bose NC700, but Sony is more fun when it comes to listening to music. I think the best way to describe it in the phone terms is like the iPhone and Samsung display. iPhone display is more natural, but Samsung is more pleasing to look at. Okay, I'll explain better. Bose are more close to how a song is supposed to sound, and they have the good separation in music and vocals, and the bass is not very heavy. I'm not someone who enjoys the excessive bass, so I enjoy them more, but in many scenarios, I found Bose to be a little bit sharp. They have more treble, so I had to reduce it. Also, you don't get a lot of option in the EQ setting of Bose, but they do sound better out of the box than Sony. Sony has more equalizer option, and I found the vocal option to be the best for my liking. For me, Sony kind of mixes everything over the Bose, but I don't know, I'm not an audiophile. Sony XM4 also support LDAC if you have an Android phone, but you cannot use it when you use a simultaneous connection between two devices. So if you're planning to listen on one device that is Android and that support LDAC, I think I'm going to give that point to Sony. But otherwise, in most of the cases, I enjoy the sound of Bose more than Sony. The biggest problem I face with the Bose when I was connecting them with the wire, Boses are just flat if your headphones are turned off. So basically you cannot use them with wire if the battery is dead. Sony on the other hand has much better sound on wired connection, but by default they are bass heavy. See, I've tried both of them with my MacBook and my Mac Mini with the Apple lossless audio. I still think out of the box with wired connection Sony does sound better, but if you turn on the Bose headphones, I think they also sound good, but I will still give the wired edge to the Sony XM4s. Okay, let's talk about the ANC really quick. I like it on both, but Sony does a better overall job because it has that adaptive ANC which can change the noise cancellation based on where you are. But because it creates more cabin pressure, I prefer the Bose one just because of the comfortableness. But there is one thing where I think the Bose 700 outshined the Sony, and that is going to be the mic quality. Yes, Sony XM4 has been improved over XM3, but they do not come close to these Bose 700 when it comes to the ambient sound. So if you're outside in a noisy environment, I think these are going to perform much better. Hi, so I'm recording from the Sony XM4 right now. I am in the less noisy environment, just the AC is running so you can hear my sound. But now I'm going to go in the balcony and you can hear how they are going to perform in the ambient sound. So let's see how they perform outside. So now I'm outside and the vehicle are passing through. I don't know whether you can hear them or not. I'll be able to test it later, but this is how they sound. So these are Sony XL4. I'm going to go back inside. So now I'm recording from the Bose NC700. Now I'm in the inside environment with AC running. So as you can see how they sound. But now I'm going to go outside and check the ambient sound, like how do they perform. So I'm outside now. The vehicle are passing, so you can hear my sound. So you can tell me whether they sound better on the Sony one. I'm gonna assume these are going to sound better. So last but not the least is the battery life and the charging speed. So Sony claims to 30 hours and Bose claims 20 hours. Typically, I get around 24-25 hours with these, and these are fairly new. But I know they are going to get me through a week easily because I don't use that over 2 or 3 hours in just a day. But if you're someone who's going to travel a lot and who's going to use the headphones for the full day, I think Sony has an edge over battery life. Also, the charging speed is really fast. So with the 10-minute charge, you get the 5 hours with these, but with 15 minutes, you just get 2 hours, and they take 2.5 hours to fully charge. So for charging and battery, I will give the edge to Sony hands down. Okay, I don't want to stretch this video because they are not new headphones, they have been out there for a long time. So in short, if you are getting them cheaper from the actual price, because right now they are 34,500 in India and these are 24,990. You can get them a little bit cheaper online, but I went to Chroma and they said the price is going to be increased as the Bose increasing the price. They are going to be 38,000 officially. With the Sony, I don't think there's going to be anything like that. So the price difference is huge. I actually got them cheaper than this. That's the only reason I got these, because I still think the XM4 are more better value for money. But if you get them for the similar price, I will choose Bose just because of the better noise cancellation, the cabin pressure, the mic quality, and the ambient sound, and the sound signature on over the Bluetooth is a little bit better on this. But if you just want to go for a comfortable headphones that are fun to listen and feature packed, I still think XM4 are a better choice. If you have any doubt as a normal consumer, you can ask me in the comment box, or you can follow me on Twitter. If you are an audiophile, you are right, I am wrong, no debate there. If you want this kind of video on my channel, please let me know. My name is Rohit, I'll see you in the next one. Till then,